Good morning. Today we need to get an area built outdoors for our piglets. We got our piglets the other day. 2 of them are feeders. One's a gilt and one's a boar that we're going to be using for breeding in the future. They're Idaho pasture pigs. This week, if Azealia goes into heat, we know she's not pregnant. If she doesn't go into heat, there's a good chance she is pregnant. So I think in like 2 or 3 days, it'll be 21 days since we AI'd her, and a cow's heat cycle is every 21 days. So we'll be keeping a close eye on her to see what's going on. What do you think?
Is she pregnant?
Yep.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. I keep asking her, but she hasn't answered yet.
Hasn't told you yet?
No.
What do you think, Cookie? We had gotten sex semen from Reverence Farm. They have an A2 organic Jersey dairy farm, and they're very big into the grass-fed genetics. We had gotten A2 sex semen from them. So we're hoping that she is pregnant and we don't have to do another round of AI. Good morning. Morning. Good morning. Our first batch of meat birds went out on pasture last week. This batch will be going out maybe this week. We're going to keep an eye on them, see how their feathers are doing. We've been getting chilly again. It's been in the 50s at night. Tonight it's supposed to get down to the 40s when we get in rain. So we want to make sure that these guys are healthy, big, and plump, and feathered out good so that this weather doesn't affect them when they go out on pasture. The first batch of meat birds, we got a free chick from McMurray Hatchery, and it's a barred rock, and I'm pretty sure it's a hen. And then the second time, we got this little one back there as a free chick. I think that's some kind of bantam chick. And I think that one might also be a hen. So when you order chicks from McMurray Hatchery, you have an option to get a free chick, and you don't know what it's going to be. And it's a straight run, so you don't know if it's going to be a hen or a rooster. And it looks like at least one, if not both, of our free chicks are going to be hens. So that is going to be awesome.
Actually, we were kind of hoping that if it was a bantam, that it would be a male or a rooster, because we really miss moose.
You guys going back to bed? It's a rainy morning. Good day for it. The last few nights I've been closing up the barn because it's been in the 50s, and I figure with the piglets being new to the homestead, I might as well keep the barn shut so they don't have a draft getting blown in on them. It's been kind of crazy how cold it's been at night. So last year our pigs would not eat any food scraps. They only wanted grain, nor would they drink raw milk. Well, this year we're hoping that these pigs will eat our food scraps and drink our raw milk. That's one of the reasons why you have pigs. All of your food scraps can get turned into bacon. Right, guys? You want this? Oh, smell that, don't you? They want that raw milk.
Okay, I don't think they like it.
Nope.
Well, you could say it's because there's grain here that they're all crazy about this dish, but they were hardly wanting the grain. So now that it's got the raw milk on it, they are loving it. I also have to say, so far, these are the friendliest pigs that we've ever had. So I am excited to see how they grow up, if they still like being around us. Usually they're very skittish, and they might not want me to cuddle them and hold them, but they like scratches and all the things, so.
Before we get the outside pig pen built, I want to get Azealia and Cookie back out on pasture. We'd had them out in this area and over there before that, and then we moved them over here. But then I was doing the trench, and I had all this dug up and exposed and in there, so we confined them back to this area, which has already been eaten down. So we need to get them back out here so they can get eating fresh pasture, because they love that this time of the year. One of the good things about all the rain we got, it's helped kind of pack down the trench. So it's not perfect. We've got some material coming so I can finish smoothing this up and getting all of the divots out. But that's gonna have to wait until we get the material here. We use this rubber feed dish to keep the electrical rail for the fencing in. And that's how much water we've gotten just in the last few days. That's a lot of water.
And a lot of pollen, as you can see around the room.
Yes. I'm gonna go get Brutus out and get a few things, and then we'll get their fence up, and then we'll get them out. As you can see, they're ready for pasture. All right, let's get this fence back up. This grass is so wet. You barking at Miles? Fence is on. Cookie is ready. You ready, Azalea? You gotta back up though, because the gate's going that way. There you go. This is when it makes all the work worth it. It's crazy we still have air in the lines that we're getting out. Rinse out the pollen. So one thing I've noticed is Azalea's been drinking like twice as much water as she was like a week or two ago. So I don't know if that's any indication that she's pregnant or not, but let me know what you think down below. So nice. And then Azalea's just eating away while these two boneheads are playing. Brutus has decided he likes going for side-by-side rides. Right? You like the side-by-side now? For the longest time, he did not like riding in the side-by-side or my truck. Still not sure about my truck, but he loves the side-by-side, which is nice. For some reason, the goats will not eat the grass really. So their closed-in area has got a lot of nice, tall pasture grass in it. So we're gonna weed whack around the edges so the fence will be good in charge. And then we're gonna stick Miles over here and give Miles some nice, fresh pasture to chew on. And that should make him happy. The pastures have been growing so good this year. Everything is nice and tall. It's all seeded out. By the time we are able to feed this to the cows, it's gonna go by. So I'm gonna mow this all down, this area over here, and then we'll get the chicken tractors over here, and the chickens will be able to fertilize this. But it's very encouraging to see how good the pasture is growing this year, because last year, especially this area, with all the rain we got, just kept getting washed out and it wasn't reseeding at all. So it's nice to see this. What are you doing, Miles? You want to come out on pasture? We're making a spot for you. It'll be a few minutes.
Ready? Load up. Good boy.
I disconnected the fence when I was weed whacking, so I want to go hook it back up, make sure it's getting a good charge and that it's not arcing out. And then we'll get Miles over here and be interested to see how good of foraging he does, because Scottish Highlanders are supposed to be really good foragers and not picky. So it'll probably take him maybe a week to eat this all down, but I can't wait to see what it looks like when he's done. All right, let's see what we're testing at. We are up to 8, right where we want to be. That is good. That's as high as this will test, so we know we got some good energy coming over here. Miles is ready to come out. Go get him haltered and we'll get him over here. Good boy. I know, it's a new area we're going to, huh? Gonna give you some new grass. Yeah. Come on. All right, good boy. You like that plantain? Going to town already.
Look at it already.
He's already gone to town.
Look at that big old area.
Wow.
You don't think that's gonna last a week?
Nope, maybe a couple of days. Look at him.
He's so happy. Miles, are you so happy? Don't get a bellyache. He's waiting for you.
He's waiting for some water. Hose is perfect length. We gotta run out to the feed store. We gotta get a bunch of grain. The animals are eating a ton. We got a lot of animals right now. And then I need to get a few buckets while we're out too. So let's head on out and see what we can get. Well, I made it back, but I forgot to pick up the camera. I was too busy listening to this awesome podcast called Homestead Shop Talk. Yeah, it was a great conversation we had last week. So I was listening to that again, and I forgot to pick up the camera. But we're back, we got the grain. It started raining a little bit on us, but luckily I had a tarp in the back, got it covered up, and then it stopped raining. So let's get to the barn and get this grain inside the barn and put away. All right, let's get our soy-free layer pellet grain. We were pretty low on that one. Sheesh. Then the rest we just keep on the shelf. We got our organic broiler feed. I don't have a bin for this because we only use this for about, say, 12, 14 weeks out of the year. And then we got our dairy grain. I don't have its own big storage bin for that because we don't use a lot of that. We give Azalea a scoop in the morning with her alfalfa when we're milking her for some grain, and that's about it. Other than that, she's really good on grass, hay, and alfalfa. Just a little bit of grain is what we give her. So yeah. The other bin is empty still because once the pigs get bigger, we'll be using that for pig grain, but they're not eating enough yet. So once we get a good stock of pig grain, I'll put it in there because we're going to be having 4 for now, and then we're going to have the breeders. So we'll be having pigs on the homestead year round. So Brutus has been chewing antlers really good. So he's been chewing this antler. This had another tine off of it that's completely gone, like this, that he chewed off of it. And then he's got his big marrow bone. Somebody sent us an elk antler. Here it is. And he's been chewing it. And what we've been noticing is the plaque on his teeth is completely gone. You guys think you need some more grain? You hungry? You ready for some feed? No milk right now. I'll bring you some milk tonight. You like the grain? Let's get this area over here mowed. I want to be able to get the meat birds over here. Meat birds do not like tall grass. It is amazing how fast this grass grew while we were putting in that trench and we weren't having the cows over here. So we're going to mow it, which will give some good organic material to the soil. Then we'll get the meat birds out here. The meat birds will fertilize it, and hopefully later this fall, we'll have some good grass growing for the cows again. We'll wait and see, but we got to mow it first. Let's get out here with the TYM. All right, we're going to be using our flail mower for this. Let's get the flail mower down. I find the flail mower does a really good job mowing this tall grass and mulches it up pretty good, where if I just use a regular mower deck, you just have big chunks, long pieces, and it wouldn't decompose as quickly. I hate having to mow this. This is some amazing food for the animals, but it's also some amazing food for the soil. And that flail mower is doing such a great job mulching it up. It just kills me to I know it's food for the soil and this soil needs it, so it's not a waste, but it's like, man, that's some good feed right there. But it's also some good feed for the soil. This area has always gotten washed out ever since we've been up here building. We've been getting some really bad rains in the summertime, and that's just like torrential downpours, and everything just gets washed off this way down and out. So to see it growing this good this year is awesome. And then by flail mowing and mulching, it's gonna grow even better. So it's like I hate seeing this, but it's gonna be so good for the pasture. So I didn't get back in and do some more mowing, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Now, that looks pretty darn good considering how tall that grass was. And it mulched it up pretty nicely. This is gonna give us some nice mulch. We got some new grass growing. It's gonna take down the old. There's a lot of seeds that were just kicked around from doing that. So we're really reseeding all of this pasture area. And same with over there. Sorry if it's windy. This flail mower is a ditch bank mower. So you can offset it over to the side and you can angle up and down and you can go up into a 90 degree. You don't have to get them this way, but with the length of road we have here, this works really good for mowing in the ditches of the road. It works good for going around the pond. A flail mower, they have these little hammers, they call them, and they swing around going forward. So if you back up, they're going this way. It just folds the grass down so they can't get them. But it's kind of nice too, because if you hit something bad, they'll just do this and they won't really like hit a rock. It'll just kind of fold over. They won't pick it up. Well, I'm not quite sure what happened, but I just parked the tractor, and when I was backing in, I noticed a line and my tire's off the rim. So I must have got a low flat tire, or I ran over something and it popped it off the bead. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna have to take care of that too. The tire looks fine. I'm not seeing a hole in it or anything, so I'm not exactly sure what happened. It was just right here. I'm not seeing drag marks anywhere else, so I only drove on it like that for a minute, so I'm not sure what the deal is. We're gonna have to get that off and try to put air in it and see if we can get it fixed.
Well, Tan Man and I are headed up to the secret garden. We have a couple minutes, so I'm trying to use all my spare minutes to just try to check on the garden, try to weed and all the things. So I don't know how much time I have to work on it, but I'm gonna, even if it's a couple minutes, if I get some weeds out, that's good. But I just wanted to stop by and show you the potatoes. They are looking so good. I think I need to put some more compost on them, but I'm happy. Looks like I need to harvest some rhubarb, so that's fun. Carrots are coming up. The strawberries look awesome. We have some zinnias. Oh, Olivia and I are enjoying the flowers. We're so excited. This is our first time growing any kind of flowers, so we just love coming up and seeing the pop of color. String beans are coming up. I have some lettuce that can be harvested. I got some weeds. We have some weeds, so I gotta take care of that. We got weeds, but we got other things too. Well, Al decided he needed to get a flat tire, so now we have a change of plans for the day.
Hopefully it's an easy fix. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I have noticed that you can see that it must have had a flat tire from up by the house. So I'm not sure how it got flat. If it was the other tire, that tire drives in like the ditch, I'd call it. And I could see it hitting a stump or something and popping it off the bead. But that side was on the roadside, so I don't know what would have happened. So we gotta get it back on the bead, get air in it, and then see if we have a leak or what's going on.
It could be a pointy rock or something.
Could be. And if that's the case, we'll have to take it back off and get a tube for it probably.
Oh. Well, did a pretty good job of that.
Sure did.
I actually thought when he told me he had a flat tire that it was one of these big ones, so it's a lot better at being the little ones than the big ones.
All right, I have to take the tire off and then get it back on the bead and get some air in it. I can't get it on the bead like the way it is. So I have to try to get this on now. I think I might see the culprit.
You do?
I think there's a hole right there in it. All right, so I was looking in here to see if I could see what caused it, and I found it. Now I gotta find it again and mark it. So right in here, I don't know if you can see it, but right there my finger is. Something must have came through and poked through the tire, and then the tire just must have been leaking air while I was mowing. It's my guess. Maybe it happened before that, and then it just kept getting less and less pressure. And then when I came over here, it probably had almost no pressure, and when I turned, it just popped it off the rim. So I'm gonna call the local tire shop, I guess, and see if they can either patch this or if they have a tube. And if not, I guess I'll end up having to order a tube myself and see if we can get this done. All right, let's get this loaded up and hopefully they can repair it today and we can get the tractor back to work. Well, I'm glad I figured out what the culprit was and why we got a flat tire for two reasons. Because now I know I didn't bake it off the bead by being rough driving over something. I know that we have a hole in it, and just putting it and just wrestling the tire back on the rim for an hour wouldn't have fixed the problem. So that wouldn't have been fun if I wrestled that for like an hour to get it back on the rim, and then found out we still needed to repair it. I have plugs, but it's right in the high part of the tread, so if I was gonna have to plug it, I think you have to plug it from the inside. So I'm hoping either the tire shop can plug it from the inside, and if they can't, maybe they'll have a tube in stock. I called some of our local parts stores. Nobody stocks tubes, so the best place is gonna be to take it to the tire repair shop and see what they can do. It's not a repair we can do here in the homestead today, even if we go out and get parts, because there isn't any. Worst case scenario, I can order a tube if I need to, but hopefully the tire repair shop can take care of it. All right, we got that dropped off. Hopefully we can get it back today, if not in the morning. All right, so while we wait to see if the tire gets done today, we're gonna power wash the old Tundra. She's got some hydroseed mix splattered all over her, and we need to clean that up. I don't know if you guys caught that, but yeah, I got a nasty little burn there. That was from my electric tea kettle. I put my hand over it while it was steaming, and it burnt me good. I can't believe I burnt myself from that, but I did. So I'm gonna go get the power washer, we'll get that fired up, and we'll get this baby clean, because she needs it. One of the reasons I was excited to get water down to the outside of the barn is so we can do stuff like this and wash the car with the power washer and all of our equipment. So hopefully this is the first of many times. I gotta do better with keeping the equipment clean. I'm not always good at that because I'm trying to get projects done, and I'm not worried about how nice my equipment looks. All right, now comes, I'm gonna call it the fun part, because I got this a while ago and I didn't realize you need to have a power washer for it, but you do. You put this in a power washer and it sprays the car wash on there and foams it up. So let's see how this works. So far it seems to be working good. I'll know better once it dries, but I did no scrubbing. Power washed it off with water, just rinsed it, sprayed on that WR stuff, let it sit for about a minute or two, and then sprayed it off. The brand is WR Performance Products. I saw it on Instagram one day and I had to try it. It'll be interesting to see how the truck looks once it's dry. Oh, I don't think I'm getting my tire back tonight. I haven't gotten a phone call. So this is where we're going to end this video. Hopefully I get the phone call in the morning. I can go pick up the tire. We can get the TYM back to work. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homesteading flicks video. Give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, and we'll see you right back here in the next video. Bye.